I said, well, let's eliminate it. Let's terminate this problem. Let's build more roads. Vote yes on Proposition 1A. So I explained it to them, not just talking about infrastructure, which politicians normally do, but people don't know what infrastructure is. I cannot expect them to know what infrastructure is. Is it the electric lines, the power lines? Is it the plumbing? Is it the sewage? Is it the building freeways? Is it building high-speed rail? What is infrastructure? Well, all of this is infrastructure, but so now you have to explain it to people by saying, do you ever get stuck in traffic? Well, of course, everyone does. So then you say, well, let's build more freeways. Let's go and vote for this so they don't get stuck in traffic. So then they know, it moves the traffic faster because we get stuck in traffic. So this is why communicating, selling. This is what it's about.
Oh, those are great stories, great examples. Yeah, I love those. I hope everyone who's listening and watching can latch on and get some insights for their own challenges. Right. Those are great. And I love that you're going all the way from governor through to the gym, and the story of you running around in your swimsuit is brilliant. There was one story actually that aligns with that selling point that Will Smith tells of meeting you. And he said that he walked into a room and it was you, Sylvester Stallone, and Jean-Claude Van Damme. And you were the three that inspired him to go international. So he said that when he spoke to you three, you all said to him that the market in the USA is huge, but until you become a global superstar, you're not really a superstar.
Right.
And so in the same way as you were saying you were going around the 30 cities of the US, you've done a lot of world touring as well for the movies.
Well, I explained to him that when I got in the movies and talking about Conan the Barbarian was my first big international movie. Again, the studio said, we're going to send you to Cannes, to the film festivals, and then we're going to go and send you to London and maybe to Rome, and definitely to Japan. So I said, well, why are we only going to 4 places? They said, well, this is where the big markets are. Germany, but the Germans always come to England when we do the press junkets in England. So the Germans are taken care of. Then we have the Japanese. We go to Japan, and you're going to do a big promotion there. And then America. Those are the 3 big markets. So I said, okay, if these are the 3 big markets, I said, when I look at the globe today, I see so many other potential markets. I say, you don't want to build those.
Yeah.
You don't want to create those. So I told Will Smith, I said, the story. I told him, I'm going to go to France. I'm going to go to England, to Germany, to Holland, to Finland, to Sweden, to Norway. I want to go all over the place. I want to go to the Middle East. I want to go to Africa. I want to go to Australia. I want to go all over the place. They said, you're nuts. I said, so, because I was thinking about 2 things. One is to promote the movie, and the other one is I have to promote myself because most people know me as a bodybuilder, not as an actor. So this is a good opportunity for me to go around the world for the next month and to promote myself as, well, I'm doing movies.
Yeah.
And this is my first big movie, is Conan the Barbarian. So it was like a great opportunity. So I told him that, I said, so I slowly started building an international market. And the studios were extremely pleased because every one of my movies started to get bigger and bigger internationally. So it used to be that 1/3 was international box office and 2/3 was domestic. Then with me, it started going to be 50-50. So 50% domestic, 50% international, and eventually it became 1/3 domestic and 2/3 international. So imagine how much more money that it added because of that. And so this was a tremendous power. So I said to him, don't ever assume that everyone will know about the movie. I said, you got to go there. You got to show your face. The people, the journalists like to shake your hand. They like to sit down on a round table with all of their mics sticking out, the 10 leading radio programs of that country. They sit all there on the table. You're the 11th person that sits there, and now you're telling them stories about the movie. I said, and they go back to their radio station and says, I have an exclusive interview with Will Smith, and he's coming out with this movie. It is hot. He looks fantastic. Great actor. And all this. I say, hey, how can it hurt? But do it. Just promote yourself internationally and go from country to country. And he said, thank you for this really great advice. Because if the studio would have said that to me, I would have just said, well, they just want to use me.
Yeah.
He says, but you saying it, I buy in, I believe it. And he has been thankful ever since because of that.
Yeah. It's great advice. It's great advice.
But it's you got to always let people know that there's nothing sleazy about the marketing, and there's so many actors always feel like it's beneath them to go out and sell the movie. And I tell them, I said, look, no matter what you do, if you're a painter and you paint great paintings, or if you're a musician and you want to promote an album, or if you're a movie actor and you promote your movie, I said, you have to do that because it's the only way people will know about it. The more you do and the better you do it, and to actually say the right things about the movie that is snappy, that really makes people curious when it goes here. That's what it's all about. It's an art by itself. Not just the acting is an art, but the selling is an art as well.
Yeah. What I love about what you're saying, it's, for me as well, I only moved to LA 5 years ago, and I feel like I can be quite audacious and, driven as well. And so when I'm listening to you, what I always find it's interesting, because the most successful people in the world, they have this audacity in that they already see it as reality. And everyone else, because it's so audacious, people are trying to catch up, or they can't really see it, they can't figure it out. And you almost have to have that trust that you know where it can go and how big it can get. Having actually achieved all your goals, becoming the biggest bodybuilder of all time, going further, becoming this huge movie star, you just said that you had to go to educate people at one point that you even were a movie star. I think you've been good at redefining yourself and re-educating people about who you are, from bodybuilding to movies to obviously Governor of California.